Hey everyone, I know I have not posted in a very long time, but I'm back and with a new game. No more Roblox, it's time for Spaceflight Simulator. Now I'm gonna show you guys how to get to the moon. Not too complicated, it's pretty easy. Let's just press play. I'm gonna create a new world. Just name it YouTube, put it on normal, I recommend. And sandbox. That's it. Play. Build a new rocket. Now, probably a lot of people think that getting to the moon is hard. I know when I started playing this that it was difficult for me. All you have to do really is just go to example rockets, 3-stage rocket. Simple. Already gives you everything you need to go to the moon. Edit a little bit. Add some landing legs. RCS. This helps you make little small calculations which are going to be really useful for transfer, which I will show you now. Now I'm playing on the PC version. This gives me cheats like here. It gives me the ability to color stuff like this and such. If you guys are playing on the regular version, you can still do this, except that you're not going to be able to color, which honestly I found no problem with. So we're just going to color this a little bit. Darn it. Put this here, here, and here. This and this. In a simple explanation right here, hold on. So this part's just going to get us above the Kármán line, which is just above the atmosphere pretty much. This part will get us into orbit, and this part will land us on the moon and back. This RCS will push us in little bits, which will help a lot. Everything is pre-staged, which you will have to learn once you start. Staging pretty much just lets you quickly exchange through, like, if I press enter, I will be able to power this, and this engine. If I press enter again, this will separate, and then this engine will be on. Press enter again, you see here, separate, engine on, boom. All you really have to do, if you want, is just add a separate stage. Put on landing legs, if you wanted to. Combine this and this stage, doesn't really matter. Stage however you want into your convenience, because that's what's going to make the difference. Alright, we're launching. This might be loud, so headphone warning. I always like to make it a little bit more dramatic by doing this. So, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, ignition, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. This thing right here, if you're on PC version, will show you how much you have to turn to get into orbit. For some reason it's turning me the other way. Doesn't really matter though. Recommend getting into the map so you can see your trajectory. Putting that on 3 times never hurts. In fact, makes things flow a little bit better. This is your fuel, your liquid fuel. Once the thing reaches 0, obviously your engines will lose power. So right now we are above the Kármán line. Let me get a little higher. Perfect. We can even burn the rest of this stage out. Right. I recommend, if you're going slow, I'm not particularly, but if you're going slow, you should put it a little bit behind this point, the high point. And my fuel is about to run out. About now. Check my orbit. Okay, orbit's looking pretty good. 3 times. Alright. Orbit. Alright, reach low orbit. Once you see this text, that means you're good. So, just to recap, all you really have to do, launch up it will show you how much you need to turn right down here. And turn until you reach that point. You'll see the trajectory and this little dot over here. A little bit behind that, start burning, and boom. You should be good. If it doesn't come out like a circle like mine did, all you have to do is just go to a separate point like here. Let me just do that for you guys right now. And then just adjust your orbit like this. Boom. See how it went higher? Alright, next thing we have to do is zoom out, go to the moon, click navigate to. Time warp to the transfer window. And then just boost. This is your delta V. This is how fast you need to go in order to get to the moon, to get an encounter with the moon. Do ×3. Turn RCS on, I do recommend, because it will help you make the real difference between 10 meters per second to 0. So everything's going well now. We're about 100 delta V. Recommend cutting your engines at about 10. About this much. Boom. Hold on. And then you can tune your flyby. For some reason it already did that for me. Hold on. Alright. Make sure it's above 10,000 meters, because then you can time warp. Or if you're below that, it will tell you you're too low to time warp, and that gets really annoying. Just time warp again. Oh, it could go the other way. And boom. You can go any which way you like, honestly. I kind of have a problem with that. For some reason it always goes in the way I really don't like to go. Alright. We have reached low moon orbit. Circularize a little bit. Everything's still good. Alright, we can save a little bit of fuel here and adjust our trajectory right from here. If we wanted to go like this, all we had to do is just go about this much. Start boosting. Just keep on boosting until this lighter line, not this one, lines up with where we want to go. If you wanted to go to Copernicus crater, Tycho crater, whatever you want, you would get in the same place. Just line it up. It'll sway from the trajectory a little bit, but you can always adjust that with RCS. Clear debris. That's a main thing you should always do, else you're gonna run into a lot of problems. Time warp just fast like this. Boost like this. Oh, always make sure you're like under 100 meters per second, or else you're gonna get like, you're gonna go really fast, and you don't want that. Also, I recommend adjusting your throttle. Control or Shift will adjust your throttle for you, and then just make sure you're about like, I'm just keeping my throttle low. As long as you're at about 60% fuel, or even less actually, you should be able to land pretty safely, I have to say. Land and return at least. Alright, at about 50 meters, you should start going to about 10 meters per second. I've timed this very right. We're just gonna boost up, lower my throttle a little bit. Note, the landing legs can support up to like 10 meters per second. Lower my throttle so it's a clean boost. So it doesn't matter if you have like 6 meters per second, 3 meters per second, to 10 meters per second, you will be fine. You can even do ×2, make things a little faster. I'm going to do a small consistent boost. Here's the moon. RCS, that'll let us adjust, and we land. We have landed in Ocean of Storms. If you wanted to do something like Apollo 11, you could just land in the Sea of Tranquility or any other place here. I do recommend landing in a flat place if you're new. That way you don't have to, navigate through a bunch of craters. This is pretty flat. Alright, what you want to do now is you want to go ×1. I always recommend that when you're blasting off from a small object. Zoom out in your map as far as you can. That's weird. Okay, there we go. Alright. About this much, sorry for the delay. And just boost. Turn a little bit too, that never hurts. Or again, make sure you're above 10,000 meters so that you can time warp. We're doing very good on fuel. If you see 61%, it's safe to say that if you land with about, if you land with about 50% of fuel, you should be fine to go up, and then go into orbit, and then through the transfer window. Turn up the volume a little bit on my desktop. Alright, we should be high enough. About this much. Alright. Man, I could have done that much earlier, but I was focusing on my microphone settings. Which is totally fine. Alright, you just have to boost a little bit. Maybe lean a little higher, it doesn't really matter. ×3 always makes things go faster, obviously. Might be a little off. Alright. Let me just adjust. I think it's about 10,000 meters. Doesn't really matter if we waste a little bit of fuel here. Boom. Alright, we're all good. Now we just zoom out, same thing, but backwards and navigate to Earth. Gonna get a transfer window. Kind of wasted fuel on that, but it's totally fine. Now we'll see when it happens. This is making me sad. That's annoying, but we'll just have to keep on going. Alright, we have reached our transfer window. This is going to be a lot less. Alright. Same thing, cut your engines at about 10,000 meters. I didn't do that. Alright. And just using RCS, and please, not your engines. That sometimes never works. Just adjust until you're your trajectory is going inside the Earth. Separate. Aim your capsule down. Clear debris. Time warp. ×3. Just It's not that bad. Alright, boom. Now it's pretty easy. Just when you're about 2,500 meters above the surface, which you see down here, you should deploy your chutes. It will say parachute half deployed. Don't get worried about that. All you have to do now is just wait till you're about it's about 200 meters above the surface. I don't know, but you'll fully deploy your chutes. Yep, about that. 220. Our heat shield took everything, all the heat, and then just lower it to 1 so your landing is smoother. And boom. See a bunch of achievements. If this is your first time playing, these will be all the achievements you have. So moon orbit, yeah, we got into lunar orbit, and then lift off, reach 10 kilometers, reach space, and reach low Earth orbit. So that's it for this mission, everyone. Where's that landing pad? Well, that's it for this mission. I hope you guys liked the video, and comment if you want me to do more difficult missions. This is pretty much just a test run. If you guys like Spaceflight Simulator content. Alright, see ya.